Greetings, everyone. I hope everyone is well today. Today's date is August 13th, 2023. And I wanted to just come on here and talk about the status of Sunschool Pre-Kindergarten. It looks like we won't be able to open. I was planning on opening the school back up uh, after a summer vacation on September 7th, but that is highly unlikely now. Student enrollment is just not where it needs to be. Um, and there's not enough financial support for the school. So let me explain what I mean by that. Um, when I opened this school, I opened it for the first time. I had founding families between March and June of 2023. I started off with 9 families, and that dwindled down to 6 families. I kept the price point really low as far as tuition, $47 a month. And that was because I know lots of families are struggling right now. So uh, 3 of them fell off for the families fell off for various reasons. And that was tough for me because I thought I was going to close my school, even initially during the trial run, because I couldn't even afford to pay the bills. Now, uh, I know that, when you have a business, you're supposed to have like, you know, uh, a marketing budget and, working capital and all these things. But I just had a dream in my heart and I wanted to go forward. And, people say, well, just take imperfect action and just move forward. If you have a dream, don't wait till everything's perfect. You might not ever do it. And so therefore I was like, I'm moving forward. And so that's what I did. And it was tough. It was tough. But all I want to do is teach. It's my passion, it's my purpose. And so I felt like, okay, so over the summer, maybe I can make some things happen. Maybe I can raise some money. I started Ubering to, under my own efforts to try to bring in extra money. But, when you Uber, that takes time away. That took time away from being able to create lessons because I was just really trying to make money. And then Uber is not consistent. Like you have to wait for, anyhow, without going all into that, you know, it wasn't enough. And so it was like this vicious cycle. So I'm out there saying, okay, can I make some extra money? And then I don't have enough time to do the educational lessons and get prepared. And then the student enrollment wasn't up because with the tuition, I could take some of that and then be able to pay to outsource video editing. That's a big thing on my time. That takes the most of my time because if these videos aren't interesting for these young people, then it's not going to work because I have to compete with Paw Patrol and, musical celebrities that are doing fancy things and they have these big marketing budgets. And I really try to be conscientious when I'm teaching and fun and engaging. And I know that I'm able to do that, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And if I could outsource my biggest time uh, consumer, which is the video editing process, that would take a lot of off my plate. And then I could just focus on teaching, which is what I really, really want to do. But unfortunately, the funding is just not there. So having said that, what I'm going to do is before I opened the school, I was doing educational stuff. I had a lot of educational content on YouTube anyhow. So I will continue to do that. Maybe just enough people don't know about the school. I'm not upset that there's not enough support, something interesting that happened. I want to share a video with you. It's 5 minutes. It's some things that I'm teaching the children in the preschool. And what's interesting? When I upload this video to YouTube, in 1 hour, I got 200 something views on this video, 1 hour. And then do you know after that, like subsequent days, it's like the viewership has just stayed stagnant on that video. And I just feel like my voice is being stifled. So this is why it's even more important for if there are parents out there that are watching their children are watching my videos, it's important to share. It's important to, hit the like button and things like that, because if there isn't a conscientious effort to say, I really like these videos, just like, like with this one lady that's out there, her name is Miss Rachel, her one video on phonics is getting 57 million views. And while I'm not mad about that, it's just like, why? Like when I look at some of her stuff, it's like, look, let me just tell you something. This is not a knock against her. The children are learning, but let me just tell you how I differentiate. Of course, I could just put, the basic mess out there where it's just, okay, A is for apple and all that old kind of stuff. Yes, the children are going to learn, but there's also something that I realized too. The public schooling system has done our children a disservice for years. And so I'm not trying to repeat that. I'm not going to do cookie cutter and just teach our children the same little funky thing that has always been. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what my Aboriginal name is. It is Adelohoski Dideyohoski Akatanai. That means conscious teacher who is wise. And that is my name. That is my Aboriginal name. I am organic to this land. So it is my purpose to teach, and I take that seriously. I'm not going to just sit up and, like I said, and just do cookie cutter mess. So I consciously create these lessons with intention because I'm trying to raise the frequency of our children. I'm trying to keep it up here. Children's frequency, when they're really young, it's already very high. I want to nurture that, encourage that. And I also want the parents to feel good about having their children learn with me. And we're growing, and, I'm putting in, it's like I'm sowing a seed. I'm just like, and that's a big deal. Like, I don't take that lightly. Anyhow, so if you didn't know what I was already doing on my channel, I'm just going to play a small clip. It's a short clip. It's 5 minutes. You can see the type of things I am doing for our children. Here it is.
Open your minds, it's Sunschool time. To know thyself is to have great wealth. Open your heart, that's where change starts. To love thyself is to have great health. Welcome to Sunschool.
Children, are you ready to learn? Hello, little ones. Are you ready for a story? Okay, today's storytime book is Me and the Family Tree, written by Carol Boston Weatherford and illustrated by Ashley Corin. I've got my father's mouth and my mother's thick brown waves. I've got my uncle's chin, though you can't tell until he shaves. I've got my brother's ears and my sister's big, bright eyes. I've got my grandpa's hands, though mine are a smaller size. I've got my grandma's cheeks and my auntie's button nose. Some say I'm like my cousin from my head down to my toes. When I look in the mirror, I can see my family tree. The little sprig who's growing big is the one and only me. The end. Okay, little ones, let's talk about the short A sound. And the short A sounds like this. A, ah, ah. And the long gay sound, remember we talked about that? It's a, a. All right, well, so we remember the difference between the sound, the long A sound, and the short A sound. I have a song that I want to sing to you. Okay, here it is. Today we'll be sounding out the short A sound. Ah, ah. Today we'll be sounding out the short A sound. Ah, ah. Aborigine ancestors, abundance, appreciation, affirmation. And that is the short A sound. Ah, ah. Aborigine, original, that's me. Ah, ah. The earliest of all the people, as you see. Ah, ah. Ancestors are those related, our families before us as stated, the first people on the earth from all around. Ah, ah. Abundance, everyone has plenty and so much more. Ah, ah. By the score, endless possibilities lie behind the door. Ah, ah. Appreciation always makes a nation someone's heart's gratitude's destination. And an affirmation is a positive declaration. Say whatever you feel is true, and that's the short A sound for you.
Did you learn some new words today? Let's say our new words together. Aborigine, ancestors, abundance, appreciation, affirmation.
There are so many ways to be thankful. Gratitude, 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 second golden rule. Be your unique self, appreciate your way. Through cards, through hugs, through trees, through love, however you want to say.
See you next time. Okay, and there you have it. So that's what I mean by video editing. I chose all of that footage. I recorded myself. My husband records for me. He videotapes me. He controls the camera. Um, but I do I come up with all the lesson plans, what I want to say, what I want to teach about, and I did all that. I Oh, and my son actually, the theme song, my son wrote that, and he played the piano and he composed it. And so, that's a beautiful thing. My husband and my son help when they can. Uh, but other than that, everything is all me. So I don't have somebody consistently who can help and do all these things. I don't have a studio that I go to. I don't do any of that. So that's what I mean. I'm doing a lot on a really, really small budget and I love it, but it's difficult for me to be able to do it consistently, like with a school basis where the children need things like consistently. And I need to have those videos just, cranking out. That part is difficult because I don't have a team. But I love teaching and I would do it anyway. And look, I'm going to revisit this in January because maybe some things will change. So what I'll do is if you want to donate to the school and you want to support, you can do that. The link is down there below. Just visit my link tree and there's a button on there to donate to the school if you want to do it. I've been that person to where it's difficult for me to ask for help. It's been like that for as long as I can remember. And that requires personal growth on my part. So this is a big deal for me to just even say this in a public space, to be able to ask for help. But like I said, irregardless, even if I'm not able to open the school in January, that's okay. Like I said, I'm still going to teach. It's my passion. It's in my heart. I was teaching before I opened the school. I just wanted to create an extension and help more children, like on a personalized basis. That was the reason for the school. I just felt like I knew that parents wanted to take their children out of public school, where they knew that the children weren't going to be, you know, it was like, well, I want my children to learn, but I know if I send them over here, there's some things that I really, really don't like. But what is the alternative? And so I was just trying to provide an alternative for parents who are trying to bridge that gap into homeschooling, and they just need support with their children right now to kind of get their footing on how do I teach, and what are some of the things, I can teach my children. And so anyhow, that was how Sunschool was born. Okay. But anyhow, without overdoing it, there are some more things coming down the pipeline. I'm working on a lesson plan for older children, middle school children, about the great law of peace that was drawn up by the Iroquois Confederacy. And that's generations old. That's hundreds of years old. And this is important for our young people to know, because they need to know that we were governing ourselves before colonizers came. People from that are not indigenous to this land. We were already doing that. So, and a lot of our children don't know that. So I'll still be doing things. I'll still upload things on my blog. I'll still be teaching. Okay. But I'll be doing it as I can. And the videos will still be high quality. They'll still be high frequency. They'll still be all of that. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports the channel. A special thank you to the founding families of Sunschool Pre-Kindergarten. And I love those children. I think about them all the time. I had some really, really beautiful children, bright young minds, and I wish I could do more. The funds just aren't there. So anyhow, that was why I came on. And I want you all to just be well. And I will see you on YouTube. Take care.